Wilder is looking very focused in his responses and the way that he is, doing interviews. He hasn't done a lot of interviews. Everything's been, pretty much silent for a very long time. No, nothing on social media up until maybe a few months ago when the fight was announced. So, you know, what that says to me is I want to see something new, right? Something different. At this point in the career of a guy like Deontay Wilder, everything is going to be psychological. You know, he's not a young guy. He's not learning any new tricks. Everything that every trainer would have want to teach him would have already been taught to him by now. It's all about whether he's willing to listen and willing to implement those things. So what psychology does Malik Scott have to help Deontay Wilder do these things? Because we all know it. If we're boxing enthusiasts and fans and practitioners, we know that he needs to use his jab. He needs to use his length. He needs to, have better footwork. These are all things that every boxing trainer, no matter how, inexperienced they are going to notice about Deontay Wilder. Pretty much the antithesis of what Tyson Fury is, right? Tyson Fury has good footwork. He uses his jab. He uses his length. He has all the skills. Only thing you don't see from him is knockout power. He likes to box. And, if Deontay Wilder can box a little bit, right? A little bit of boxing, a little bit of good defense to set up the right hand, that's always going to give him a better chance to fight his opponents and not just knock them out in this, devastating fashion, but win rounds. Because I think that's what he hasn't done in his career is win consistent rounds in a row. He just, let the rounds go. He'll drop rounds to his opponent and then just bank on having that one shot, one kill, weapon that he has. But what if he could set it up, like just a little bit of setup, and it would be so deadly. So I'm hoping, because I think this is the glamour division right now, one of them. And the heavyweights, these are the super heavyweights, right? We want to see, some exciting exchanges. And if that can happen and Deontay Wilder can win his title back, this shakes up the division even more because we already got Usyk, shaking things up on the other side with Anthony Joshua, because we all probably had in mind that maybe Joshua and Fury were going to have a big fight in the UK and be something magical out there, making tons of money and putting on a UK versus UK type of environment. But if Deontay Wilder spoils that party on this side as well, maybe we get a Usyk Deontay Wilder fight. Wouldn't that be interesting, right? I mean, talk about a boxer versus a puncher. I mean, you can argue that Usyk is just as good, if not better, a boxer than Tyson Fury, but he is a smaller man. So it remains to be seen, what he can do against someone with a rifle like Wilder. We already seen him beat Joshua, who has power, but that's a whole nother discussion, right? So let's get back to the matter at hand. So Tyson Fury, yeah, we all know what he's coming to town with. But what if he gets caught with a right hand again, right? What happens this time? I think that's what's been marketed out there now, right? We've seen the first fight he get dropped nearly, for most people's opinion, should have been counted out. But then the second fight, he really outboxes Wilder and, literally forces the corner to throw it in. So what are we going to see in the third fight, right? It's such parity in the first to the second fight. Only equalizer is Tyson Fury boxed well throughout all of these rounds and took a lot of the rounds in most people's eyes. The first fight was a draw, but for you know, what were they watching? You know, right? Yes, the knockdown plays a huge part, but you know, let's be clear, Tyson Fury outboxed him. He just didn't land anything heavy, you know, throughout the fight, but he outboxed him. So if he can do that again, even more effectively like he did in the second fight, does it give Wilder an opportunity to even win the fight? So you're probably asking, what's my prediction? Well, this is going to be the hardest prediction ever. But you got to go with the math and say that Tyson Fury has the boxer's edge, right? I'm always going to go with the boxer because they just got more tools in the toolbox. And as we know, there's always one shot chance that anybody can win with a knockout, especially at the heavyweight division. These guys, you know, are huge at this point, right? They're very tall, very long. You know, leverage and weight combined gives that much more of a reason why knockouts can happen at this division. You know, Fury weighed in 277, and Wilder came in at 238. So that says to me, Wilder's been working hard. He's been putting on some pounds. He's feeling probably healthy right now. You can tell that, you know, that weight, you know, he put on has not been bad weight, hasn't been unhealthy weight. So he's been training hard to really be, you know, at his physical best. And it's going to be an interesting fight. So, yeah. So let me know what you guys think. I'm just dropping my 2 cents. And, you know, if you don't follow me or subscribe, please consider that. I'm Coach Jason of Team Hazardous, and I'll see you on the next one.